two.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode live from Junkyard Breaks. I gotta come up with a better intro. Doesn't roll off the tongue.
It's like a job title at Penn State University.
Job title, yeah.
Yeah,
I gotta come
yeah.
up with something flashy. How you doing, brother?
Pretty good, man. I'm gonna be with you guys in no time flat here.
Yeah. What do you are you gonna stay at Jimbo's tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yeah, I work tomorrow. I'll probably dip early tomorrow and then make the trek out there. I wish I could dip early enough that I could see if I could find a comic shop along the way off of Route 80. I'd love to see if there's a couple off the beaten path ones. I'd love to see if I could dip in and buy some Edge of Spider-Verse that haven't been sold yet off the newsstand. So
Yeah. Yep. So I'm all my tickets, like, everybody's dropping out on me.
yeah,
I mean,
anybody watching?
so I have 4 tickets.
Anybody watching? If you're in need,
No, I don't want to go with a stranger.
huh?
I said no, I don't want to go with a stranger.
Well, I mean, if they are in need of a single and they're going by themselves, you could sell a ticket.
Yeah, but
Then you got to meet them and
then
stuff
I gotta
like that.
meet them. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I'd rather find somebody I know local or eat
Are they
65
are they
bucks than have
physical tickets? Jimmy has ours. I didn't know whether they were Apple Wallet or not. Oh wow, okay, legit.
Yeah, legit. Yeah, no, you got
Some might say
badges.
they're too legit to quit.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Hey,
I
hey.
got an extra for tomorrow, 2 extras for Friday, an extra, or no, I'm bringing Nick on Saturday, and I have an extra for Sunday, which might be taken by my friend Jeff. So, yeah, now I was 3 on Friday. Now I'm 1.
What about CGL? Is he going with his dad?
CGL's going.
Okay. I need
Other
to
people I asked can't get off of work.
to join us.
I could try asking my friend Eric again, but he was pretty adamant about not being able to get off of work.
Yeah, I really wish that we had some stuff going on at work, and it was going to take place on Friday. I was like, no big deal, I'm not going to be there. And then my coworker was like, well, I can't be there. And there's only 3 of us, so it takes at least 2. So we moved the thing till tomorrow, and yeah. So, oh well, I'm excited though. I'm excited for the game plan. Um, just to I'm excited to just take it all in. So I don't have any big expectations or anything like that. I'm just interested in taking it all in. Like I said, I haven't been to a true show, well, that I haven't exhibited at. The one that I went to, I didn't leave my 10 by 10 for pretty much the 2 whole days, except to use the restroom. So
Yeah, I can't think right now. My head is a cloud. I swear to God.
so the game plan for tomorrow for you.
There is no game plan. So I've looked. The one thing that was like the go-to book to get was the 8 Billion Genies book, the foil cover,
Okay.
and it looks sold out. And I'm just not standing online with a bunch of angry people, and everybody
Yeah.
is always angry. So I'm just not doing it.
Does it look? Does it look? Is that what the one like
It's
exclusive that you were
it's the
thinking
big-
about?
It's the big book of this show.
Okay.
I don't know how many copies. It's like $50 for a plain copy, $55 for a signed copy. But I'm like I said, I'm not. I refuse to. I'd rather not walk away with anything than stand in line. That's the other thing, is that you're eating time.
Sure.
So, like, you choose to stand in a 100-person line for a comic you may never get.
Right.
And I'm missing out on stuff that I really want to see. So I'm gonna just. That's usually my game plan for Thursdays. I'm gonna dedicate it to just seeing everything that I want to see.
Yeah.
So when I go with you guys on Friday, I'm basically a tag along, and I'll do whatever. I don't care. And then Saturday when I go with my son, I really don't care, and I will do whatever he wants to do.
Sure.
And then Sunday, if I do go with my friend Jeff, I don't think he's ever been to Comic Con, so that's like, you know.
Yeah, I mean that's where I'm coming from, right? It's like
And
I
it's always fun to take a first timer because you're
yeah,
all just like taking it all in for the first
right.
hour and a half is just like, wow. And not only that, like, it's going to be different from when it was last year, because last year it was so weird. It was the emptiest I had ever seen the show. I literally could walk down an aisle like this and not touch anybody, which was
Yeah, it's
the
crazy.
first time I've ever seen that. It was so crazy. Whatnot had basically taken over Comic Con. The whole left side of the main floor was Whatnot. No Marvel, no DC, no Image, no Lego, all the big people were not there. So it was, like I said, Whatnot took over the whole left side. And the I forgot what it's called. Not the city. I forgot what it's called. The junkyard, the artist section on the left side was pretty sparse. It was not a whole lot of
Oh,
stuff there.
Artist Alley, you mean?
No, it's not Artist Alley. It's where people sell like vinyl toys and like their own
Oh, okay.
little. It's like smaller companies that sell like Toy Tokyo's over there, and like a lot of little like Funko Pop is Funko Pop is still over there. I forgot what it's called. So if he's typing, why isn't he in the chat?
I think he's still working on stuff for Saturday for the show.
Unbelievable. Anyway,
We have a crazy day on Friday, so we will be in NYC all day, and as soon as we get home, we will be packing the vehicles and driving to the shore, directly to the shore. So,
yeah.
yeah, going to be a busy day for sure.
I don't even know. Is the weekend supposed to be nice at least?
Gorgeous, like cool, but really
Yeah, I'll take
beautiful.
that. Especially when you go out for lunch and you're sitting by those food trucks outside, you want it to be cooler and not like
Yeah,
hot. I've had
yeah.
both.
I guess
I've
because
had
I guess
freezing and I've had hot.
I was going to say early October can go either way. I mean, it can still be
Yeah.
80, right? And then you don't want to be in the city because it's kind of miserable.
Yeah, I
And
saw
then
76 a couple times, but I don't know. You get what you get.
yeah,
Because I take the ferry over, I would just like not to do that in the rain. That's all.
sure.
Anyway, so I guess I usually don't bring somebody. I don't know why I bought 2 tickets for Thursday, but yeah, I'm gonna go solo tomorrow. Try to get all the sketch cards I can.
I was really hoping to be able to go have have basically my spending money for tomorrow and then just go to go on Friday. But yeah, it's just not working out. I have a ton of extra expenses already in the first 5 days of this month that have popped up. So trying to move some product on eBay and then just work with what I got to work with. But I'm really excited to go check out Heritage. I've never seen some of those books in person, so it'd be awesome to see those things. I'm really excited to see some of the
Yeah,
original
it's
art.
cool. It's really
Yeah.
cool. There's a
So
couple of auction houses that have pretty cool displays. Um, yeah, there's some nice stuff there, especially if like the original art, like Kirby's always got like a section where you see some original Kirby art and stuff like that. So I guess that is my main goal on Thursday. Is not only am I gonna try to see as much as possible, I'm gonna beeline the comic guys and see who's got a Hulk one.
yeah,
And I'm just gonna gauge whether this is my year or not. I have my dollar amount. I know what I can afford. Um,
so
if somebody can come down, I'd like to get over a .5 though. I really would this year.
do you have okay, so more than likely NYC is where you're going to buy that book, right?
Hmm.
So whether it's this year or next year, right?
Not necessarily. I mean, if I don't
Okay.
get it at NYC, that New York show that we went to, that me and Jimmy and my son went to,
Yeah,
had some
with the
really
with the
really
Golden
nice
Age books.
and that
Yeah.
that seemed to have the same dealers there.
Okay.
So there's always that, and that was in the spring. Jimmy, you're listening, so correct me if I'm wrong. And I forgot what it was called. Was that um, Midtown?
Jimmy said in not comics, it was Prince, Prince, Prince. A lot of Prince at that show.
Oh, that's what else I always do. So,
Oh, okay.
well, no, not what Jimmy's saying is I always go to Nakatomi or I go to Mondo and I get 4 posters for my office. Now my office is completely wall to wall. There's no space on my office, so now I'm spilling out into the hallway.
Yeah.
I think it'd be really nice if the hallway was filled with those prints too, because they're really cool.
I want to say, was it Big Apple Con that you
Big
two
Apple
went to?
Con, that's it.
Yeah.
Thank you. So yeah, I think a bigger con, local bigger con, I could probably still buy it, and I might be in a better place selling more Richard stuff. Right now, there's still a lot to sell, so I guess I could pad my dollar amount a little bit more. I think what I'm going in with won't even get me a one.
Yeah. I mean,
Unless
my question was if it was this year or then by default next year, did you have a grand to spend? Do you have secondary or tertiary books in mind that you thought you might get and use a little bit of funds for?
I think a good investment right now. Well, I don't even know about right now because it just hit the hot button. Would have been a Hulk 181.
Right.
Grabbing another one. Mine's a 3.0. With 5 grand, you could probably get like a 5.0.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to do that though. I
Yeah,
mean,
that just seems like it's
it's
just
not a good.
wiping out
It's not a good time to do it.
yeah, and it just seems like it's wiping out
Yeah,
too much
that's
of
one
your
of
nest
those.
egg
That's
too.
one of those books. Same with like a mid grade 48. I've been saying that.
Yeah.
I have to practice what I preach. I still think that Galactus book is going to be a freaking monster. I really do. Yeah, all those three. If you get the trifecta, even um, those 3 books are going to just go up and up and up. There's no stopping them. I still believe that. I think I would love to get my hands on a Surfer One. I'd love to get my
Yeah.
hands on the Surfer Thor. I'd love to get my hands on an FF3 and an FF5. Um, I don't know. I mean, here's the thing too. Like Rick is sitting on an X-Men One. That seems like a pretty damn good investment right now. And this is
Sure.
a 2.5.
Sure.
If I don't luck out with the Hulk, X-Men One is not a bad book to get. It's got plenty of upside. They still haven't announced. Well, they've done mutants like here and there, but they haven't announced the X-Men. And
Yeah.
once that happens, that book's gonna explode.
Yeah.
So that there's still a lot of FOMO in that book. I wouldn't say there's a lot of upside. And what I mean by that is it's got a chance to jump, spike hard, which would be a good time to maybe list it and sell it. But it's not going to last. It's not going to stay.
Sure.
So
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's interesting because, like you were, as you say, so heavily invested in Afro. Well, I think like Afro's in a lull now, but as soon as we get legitimate confirmation, that book is going to boink, like again,
I was
and
looking again today at more Afro books. I want to get I so do I have my
and
phone
she
here?
could stick around for a while.
And this gets into another topic. I love this app, Jason. I love it so much.
Talk to the viewers about why what you love.
So I've been using comicbookpriceguide.com for years. I've been with them for it's got to be 10 years now, and I do love them as far as like an inventory software online. They don't have a very good app to back it up, but as far as like online, you can say I own this book. This book belongs in box one. I know where to find it. I know
Right.
the problem with it was the app's not strong and the values are really not up to date. So I feel like I don't know how strong the company is or how many employees they have,
Yep.
but there's not a whole lot of people to do 5 million book values. Where what with this new company, not new, CLZ's been around forever. I used to use them to inventory my DVDs 20 years ago. So
Oh,
CLZ's been
interesting.
around forever, but now they've partnered with COVRPRICE, and they just
Right.
announced their their partnership. So right now, and I'll just show a quick like screen cap. This is like what I got going on. So I started adding all my basement long boxes. So I added box after box. This is what I have in my safe. This is what I have in my slab crates, which is cool. And then so now I can just hit a button and hit update values, and not only daily. This is crazy. Like almost every 6 hours, I can get a report of my collection. Like my collection has
That's
dropped
crazy.
$45, went up $145, and went down $600 today already.
Wow,
So
that really is like the stock market,
it
isn't it?
really is like watching the stock market, and it's kind of cool. And what I'm gonna say is that cover price is based on data from eBay, Heritage, um, like all the major auction houses and eBay. So it's aggregated from actual sales. So it's not like going on comicbookpriceguide.com and just telling them
Right.
like you can influence a price. You like because forever I was arguing with them that my uh, my Doctor Strange, my 110, it kept saying that it was like $500. Like guys, the book is like $7,000. Like what are you doing? Like you are way off. And just you have to kind of like submit a price change, and it never happens. So
That's
like
crazy.
eventually they'll catch up, and you'll get a report, and you're like, finally, my Strange 110 went up. Um, but it's like to get things to happen is based on like a forum and a group a knowledge base on moving prices. So it doesn't make me feel like there's any data behind it. It's just
Yeah.
arbitrary.
It's odd. Yeah, that's
It's
really
odd.
odd.
It's just like the group concurs that yes, the price should go up, therefore it goes up. Like I don't know what
I
it's
mean,
based on.
it is kind of wild how things change anyway, just based on like, well, this book has now sold for X number of dollars, so that's the market rate. What
Yeah.
really takes like typically takes multiple sales. We'll see that later today when we're looking at the hot 10, but like is something an outlier? It's probably an outlier if it had like two bids, but if it has like 30 bids, is it an outlier? I don't know. I mean, at least two people were going pretty hard after something, so it's interesting. It's what I really think is interesting is yes, the ignorance of the data. Then it's like
Yeah.
the
Well,
same thing that any paper, printed paper price guide would have used.
yeah.
It would have been in the past,
Sure.
but even they used more data.
I I think that somebody like Overstreet is because not only that, it's a yearly snapshot.
Sure.
They're pulling more in from what they see online. Like I can imagine they're just like, going on eBay and seeing like, especially for the keys, and
Sure.
just saying like, all right, what's the average selling price for a high grade versus a mid to low grade, and
Yep.
then they'll do their like 1,500 or whatever it is. It seems like it's just halved. It's not really like a set price. It's just like how Beckett used to be, where it's like, we'll take 100% of the high grade, or maybe 110% of the high grade, because Beckett's disgustingly overpriced, and then take like maybe 40% and put that on the low end.
Right.
Um,
And everything ended on a quarter, right? So it was either a
yeah,
quarter
it was
at
weird.
75 cents or a dollar.
Beckett was really weird. So anyway, and also, so I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say so now. While it's a lot of fun to watch. It really is. As I scan in my books and I see the value of my collection go up, um, here's the downside. The downside is that if cover price doesn't have value on these books, like they've never been sold, it's
Mhm.
a zero. They have no
You're
value.
right.
So
Yeah.
unless you plug in data, there's no value on these books. And I've had a lot of those books that just had zero value. I even have some keys that haven't sold in a while, like my Marvel Family, my Captain Marvel book. It's in my top 10. But the sad thing is that it's only in my top 10 because my 4.5 hasn't sold, but yet a 9.6 at $2,000 does have value. So it priced it at $2,000. It's not $2,000. It's a 4.5, not a 9.6.
Right.
So my and I wrote them. I said, well, what's up with that? And they're like, well, I guess it's just based on their recent sales. I don't know why they throw it in there, but it's grayed out. So it is grayed out. It's not blue. You can kind of see that. I don't know if you can see that, but it's like you can see that. It's not there. Oh, what happened? Yeah, so you can kind of see where. Go back. Hello. Come on. There. Captain Marvel Adventures is gray, where all the other ones are blue.
Uh-huh.
So there you go. Yeah, it's kind of, there's my top 10 right there. Amazing Fantasy, Strange Tales.
And your top 10 in terms of
actual top 10 now.
top 10 in terms of value, right?
Yeah. Oh my god, my freaking microphone again. Jimmy's like, your audio is a lot softer than Jay's. There's a reason, because my microphone again was up in the sky.
Clearly, Rafaus is not on. He would have told us about this right away.
Yeah, Rafaus would have got me right away. But anyway, what a bonehead, man! I got to stop doing that. So anyway, I do love this app, and I'm having a lot of fun rescanning all my books.
How does it work? Oh, excuse me. How does it work with regards to graded books?
So it's really good for graded books.
But I mean, it's asking you CGC 8.0, 7.5, 6.0, whatever the case may be, or okay.
Oh, I'm grading all my raw stuff as I enter it too. Like,
I was gonna say, right?
So a lot of my long books is filled with new stuff that I just have bought every week. So those are easy. Those are really easy because I just put a pile on my lap and I just go like, I basically go like this, barcode scan, bloop, barcode scan, and just move them off to the side. So I can put in half a long box in 10 minutes. It's just the rest that I got to type in that's a little bit more. And you know, I'm putting in, so everything that I buy from the comic store that went right into a bag and a board, I don't grade them a 9.8, I grab them a 9.6. I assume that they got maybe a tick or two.
Sure.
I won't put 9.8s on anything that hasn't been graded. So I'll put 9.6s on everything that's from the comic book store.
I mean, you'd be hard pressed anyway. I mean, we've seen that, right? So,
yeah. But those I can get through really fast.
Sure.
All the modern stuff. And then I'm being fair and grading all my older stuff. So if I bought a beater and it's a 2, I'm putting it as a 2.
Right. Do they have functionality? Is the barcode scanner inside the app, or you can just use any kind of?
Dude, the barcode scanner works super well. I 9 times out of 10 I get the book right up. So you scan, it'll give you, I have one close by.
What do you do for directs?
What do you do for what?
Directs.
Directs have barcodes.
Huh?
Directs have barcodes.
Where's the barcode?
Older ones don't. Older ones. Well, older ones do too.
Right.
Some older ones do. Especially older ones that are not Marvel and DC.
Okay.
So independent directs definitely have barcodes.
Like.
So what will happen? So let's say we get into the 80s, right? So then I
just
put
have to
in
do-
Marvel Superheroes 1, and
Right.
then I choose whether it's not a direct or a newsstand or a Canadian price variant. So I'll pick one of the things and just hit enter, and it enters it in. So once you go to the enter part, you go to another window where you just say, well, this is how I do it. I say it's a raw book. It is graded this, in my opinion, and its location is, and right now I'm working on long box number 47. So all the books I'm adding right now are long box 47, and then it'll.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's really good. So right now I've entered. How many books have I entered? 4,410 books I've put in the system, and I'm not even close to being done. I still got like 6 longs, maybe 8 shorts, and I got 1, 2, 3 of those black plastic long boxes filled with all the key stuff. And then I got the 2, I don't know if you can see them, I got 2 long boxes down there that I'm positive my first Something's Killing the Children is down there. My first Stray Dogs is down there, but I haven't been. It's fun too, going through those boxes again. I was like, oh wow.
Sure, you forgot you had so
I didn't even know I had that Captain Carter one. I just found it in the box. I was like, oh, nice. I didn't know I had it. So, all the stuff that I've been buying, some of it I already had, and I didn't even know it. So that brings me to let's see, because it's kind of cool to see. Nope. No.
Yeah, that's something interesting I should do too. Because I mean, I guess I'm just generally guesstimating what my my total would be.
Currently, that's my Afra, but I know I have a lot more. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 regulars, 2 Larocas, and I know I have more in those 2 boxes back there. I think I'm at 10 Afras. But that book is still a buy for me. If I see it, and I'll probably, if I see a couple at the con for under $100, I'll probably buy them. I can see myself coming home with a couple of more Afras. I like that book, man. I think Ahsoka's a little high. $1,000 for a high grade's a lot for that book. I still think this is just my opinion. I think if you're a collector out there and you don't have one, a first Clone Wars and first Ahsoka Tano is a really good book to buy if you don't have one, just to be in the game. But I have 2 now. I think I'm good. I don't need a third one.
I would be interested to find out what the actual print run was on those books, because it's got to be much lower than.
I don't think it sold well. I think that was part of its problem. It did not sell well.
Well, and they didn't do. It's a Dark Horse book, right? But Dark Horse didn't primarily do the children's Star Wars titles.
No. I'm gonna mute myself real quick so I can blow my nose.
I got to carry this conversation for a minute. Time out for nose blowing.
Dude, I'm dying, man. Ugh, I feel terrible.
You got to get right, man.
I've been home from work yesterday and today. Like, I've been sleeping. I feel horrible.
So right. I'm bringing out a tote of books. There's some books I need to leave with you to press. There's some books I might just say, hey, let's just put these with the others, and then I'm gonna submit 10 or so.
You're bringing them to the show?
No, I'll bring them to Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Did you I don't have COVID, Richard. It's just a cold. My son had it. It's just a head cold. I got my flu and my COVID shot on Friday. I think this is, and it just like timing. Nick got sick and then I got sick. It's just, I think that's what was it. But,
so should we do the hot 10?
We can do the hot 10. All right, let's do a quick recap first.
All right.
Thursday, my goal is movie posters screen printed movie posters from Mondo. I'm gonna scout a Hulk one, and I'm gonna buy sketch cards. That's my game plan for Thursday. Friday, I'm gonna just walk with you guys, and then what's your game plan for Friday?
My game plan for Friday is to see if I can find. Just see the sites. I want to see.
Yeah.
I want to see like.
Well, that's Comic Connect has the first
Comic
lap.
Connect has stuff. I want to see. I want to see Heritage in the books they have. You know, I want to, if there's any really cool, huge cosplay, I'd like to get some pictures for Griff, especially if there's like, you know, freaking Halo, giant Halo people or anything like that. I'd like to get some
Yeah.
pictures for Griffin. Um, as far as books are concerned, there's nothing I'm really targeting per se. I mean, I'll have fun digging in some in $1, $2, $3, $5 bins. I'm gonna have I'm gonna have Jimmy's printed list and looking for used books for him. If there's something that pops up on your radar, I'll just be looking for books for them, for you. But there's nothing specifically that I'm saying I'm targeting this book, I'm targeting that book. Um, I will probably buy. I'll certainly look in back issue bins for any of the 2015 Secret Wars books. I'll probably, especially if I can find those for a dollar, $2 a piece.
Yeah.
Still, they're so prevalent, and I wasn't buying enough of them. I guess I've got like 1.5 sets of those, but I'd probably buy some more of those.
I
I'd look
haven't
for.
looked at my Secret Wars. I know I entered a bunch.
Um,
I
there's
have
nothing
I have 26 of them of the Secret Wars.
of the 2015. Yeah.
So I know I have more to enter because I was just buying them up by the series a while ago. So
Yeah, I don't think there's anything. I mean, I would look for some. Like, I would definitely be down to buy a really cool screen printed poster too, especially if I could find like smaller ones, 11 by 17, 12
they
by
have
18, those types.
I always
16 by
buy.
20.
So my go-to size is 24 by 36. I love it's a great size. But they do have 11 by 17. They have what is it? 16 by 20. I think is
Yep.
their other size. They have a lot of. 11 by 17. You'll get a lot of that stuff from Artist Alley. A lot of their prints are in 11 by 17. That's like a pretty
Well, that is a 24 by 36
yeah.
there, and then my other two pieces that I framed in my living room are all screen print posters are 24, 36, and 22, 28, I think. And I mean, I'd love to get them actually custom framed like these three are,
Yeah.
but the bigger ones it's automatically like $3 if I if I get a 24 by 36. So I'd like to.
I found
I'd
a
like
great
to-
poster that through Amazon that I've been using throughout my office and
a poster
my
frame.
yeah, it's a $40 poster. It's really nice, very rigid. I would definitely send you the link. It's a great poster for hanging that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love it. I've been buying that. It's like one of those things where, because I'm a little OCD, I hope they don't discontinue it, because then I might have to reframe all my posters so it's the same poster.
Yeah. Yeah, I would like to get something for my office of work too. Although Richard from Bronze and Modern Gods, he does those corner box, those cool corner box. I guess they're probably laser cut, and I'll probably end up getting one of those quarter boxes for my office. I think it worked, so I think they're really pretty rad.
Yeah.
But I don't imagine. I don't know that he does any shows or anything like that. I think he just sells online. But those would be really cool to
Right.
pick up.
Right.
So yeah, so the game plan is just to see the sites, probably dig, look for
I
value.
really wish for you that you had a second day.
Yeah,
I feel like
Yeah.
the first day is going to be so overwhelming that you need a second day to like actually like see what, because after you're like this,
yeah,
then the second day you can just go directly to what you want to see and hunker down and do what you want to do. Like you
Well, see,
need a day two.
the good thing is, even when we bought our tickets in March or whatever, even then my expectation was just to have fun. Like, it's not a huge buying experience for me. This is not the year that I'll have the funds to look for something big. It's not the year that I'm gonna, and I probably wouldn't look for anything big at this show anyway, because
When are you getting
no.
here on Thursday?
I'll get here tomorrow. I'll get there tomorrow evening, probably like late afternoon.
Tomorrow
something
night?
like that.
I was gonna say, because if you just went straight to the Weehawken Ferry, I can leave the ticket for you, and even if you were there just for the last, because Thursday in the evening around past 5 o'clock when a lot of people have left, it's a nice time to walk around.
Yeah.
If you were interested.
Yeah, I don't foresee myself being able to get there that that early. I think it'll
I
probably be
got
later.
you.
Yeah.
Just thought I'd throw it out there because
Yeah,
if you're
that'd be
planning on
awesome.
being in the area around like early afternoon, it's definitely worth the trip because you can get a lot of that like whoa out of the way.
Yeah.
It's a lot to take in.
Yeah, I'll definitely see. So my friend from this area, Tom Range, will have a booth there. So I'll definitely want to go and see him, even just to say hello. Um, uh,
Yeah.
so he's actually the one who's organizing the show that'll be here in February. So I'm excited to just see him out, kind of almost out of context, right out out of central Pennsylvania. So um, it'll be cool to see some of the YouTubers, the East Coast YouTubers that I'm big fans of and stuff like that. So um, again, probably not buy anything, but just to see Very Gary's booth. Hopefully, probably see Erod, see the Pressable Defects hanging out.
Erod doesn't have a booth, right?
I don't believe so.
Yeah,
No.
Very Gary did very well though. I know that last year.
Yeah.
Very Gary had a nice, even on Thursday, because Very Gary had some interesting location because he was on an aisle and there was nothing on the other side of him because nobody came. So it was like a free for all. It was really cool.
It was like a corner, like ended up being like a corner booth, or like an end cap almost.
No, it was in the middle of a row. He was in the
okay.
middle. He wasn't on the corner, but it doesn't matter because there was really nothing behind. Like it didn't have a full aisle, so people were just like crowded around him, just watching his shtick too, because he was just being Gary. So people were just like, "Hey, I know that guy."
Right. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
So yeah, I think I mean I'm just low expectation. I shouldn't say low expectations. No expectations of like being disappointed if I can't find something. Just having fun, enjoying the experience.
Yeah, so I was just looking at my ticket history because they sent it to me. So this is my 10th Comic-Con. And yeah, I have actually left Comic-Cons without buying anything. So you can do that. You can go and just take it all in and not spend a dime. It's totally, except for lunch.
I mean, I'll be super pumped to get a legit, deli sandwich in New York.
I mean, obviously you're going to go there and you're going to get at least something for your two kids. You're going to, and maybe you might even consider bringing them next year too.
Yeah, that's
Sunday Kids Day is definitely like they'll have the cosplay parade and like they would be down for that.
Well, they've still never been to New York either because
really?
Every time we've gone, so we go to Jim and Amanda's every Thanksgiving, and at first they were too little really to go in, and then we've had 2 COVID years plus Emery and Ray Lynn coming, so it's really difficult for Jimmy to get away for an entire day, and we would want to do it all of us together, but it's it's not really a fun experience taking a toddler and or a newborn on trains or ferries or anything like that. So
that's it. The ferry is super easy. Like you literally you get off the boat, walk up a hill, and you're there. So it's really nice and super easy. You don't have to pay $50 to park. It's super convenient, and you don't have to deal with all that New York City traffic when you're trying to leave. That's why I try to stay as long as I can because it's a hell of a lot easier leaving Jersey City at 7:30, 8 o'clock than it is to leave at 5.
Sure.
So you try to stick it. That's why I'm going at 10. I used to line up when the doors opened. It's stupid, man. Just to do that and stand in that crowd and just wait for them to open the doors. And I'm not. That's what I'm not going for anything exclusive. I'm not missing anything. I'm not. It'll be there when I get there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm still relatively new back into the hobby and stuff like that. I can't understand the variant game enough to even compete for it. It's just I do think a lot of them are really, really cool, but it's not where I want to focus my energy. And certainly I wouldn't want to experience this and have it be like a day at Six Flags where I'm there for 9 hours and I only get to do 4 things,
that could exactly be it.
Standing in line.
Yeah. So back in the day, Thursday used to be like the show. I used to watch the show and just preview everything. Friday was the hardcore exclusive day. Either you get the Toy Tokyo and you get the Godzilla thing that's going to be worth like $500, or the Stanley Gold Funko Pop, or the and then you end up standing in lines. And then on Saturday you want to go see all of the panels, and you end up standing in line. And then it sucks.
And I'm not disparaging that. I completely understand.
Yeah,
that
no, I get it.
View of like a business decision.
I've done
that's
it.
just not how I want to spend my time.
I've done it where I'm just wasting away on a line, just sitting on a floor waiting for whatever to happen. I mean, you go to the panels, and before they did their lottery system, like, you'd literally, if you wanted to see Walking Dead at 8 p.m., you'd have to sit there on the floor at noon.
Yeah.
And just sit there. You're done.
Right.
That's it. You're on a concrete floor for 6 hours.
Jimmy and I want to make like his old. He used to have this Rock T-shirt from when the Rock was just a wrestler. Said, "Hit it strong, hit it fast." That's what I want to do. I want to hit this thing strong. I want to hit it fast. I want to get out of Dodge, and we can watch Werewolf by Night before we have to go to bed and head to the shore. Actually, I guess we're heading to the shore, so we'll head to the shore and then watch Werewolf by Night.
Well, that's another thing I want to ask you guys, and you might know. Are you planning on? Because Friday I'd like to stick it out as long as possible. I don't know if you guys want to bail early to pack your car and go.
It's up to Jim. Whatever. I mean,
then maybe we take two cars.
Well, we could probably. It's up to him. We might even be able to pack the vehicles tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night, you know.
Give me one second. I have to use the restroom.
Yep.
I drank this whole thing, Jason.
I mean, I talked to one of our other guests, but it's just the two of us, so I can't talk to Chris or Jimmy.
Talk out loud.
Jim, you're hitting up Artist Alley. What are you thinking about? I'll talk to Jimmy in the chat. What are you thinking about packing your vehicle tomorrow night? What's the game plan? This is probably going to be a delay in response. So, what about anybody in the chat? Is anybody in the chat going to NYC? And if so, what are you guys targeting or looking for? Or, you know, what's the game plan for you? Jim, I'm going to take that as an absolutely, not an a-solutely. So we'll I'll take that as we're packing the cars up tomorrow night. There it is. Yeah. Your text is definitely hating you. It went from a-solutely to packing tomato. So I know exactly what you mean on both of these things, so there's no reason for clarification. Tonight, folks, on the top 10, Dolph is really going to just ruin it because he's got almost the entire top 10. I actually have 3 books in the top 10 this week, which is shocking. I mean, I'm Hall of Fame status. I'm batting 300 this week.
Absolutely.
So he had 2 in a row, absolutely instead of absolutely, and packing tomato. So
not grape. What?
So packing tomatoes, packing tomorrow, not grape is not great.
None
I think
of those
so.
Answer our questions.
He must be doing voice to text, and it's
we'll figure
as
it
Bob
out.
Euchre says, just a bit outside.
Yeah, I just don't know if we're driving together or not. Because if you guys want to leave early, then Friday I like to stay as long as I can. Because I know Saturday Nick's not gonna.
I would imagine that Amanda and the girls and my mom may go down before us. I'm not sure, so we'll talk. We'll definitely touch base tomorrow. So.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, top 10.
Top 10.
Yeah, we talked. CLZ cover price. We are.
You have
we
8?
are still does not answer the question.
You have 8 of the.
I
10?
have. Yes, I have 8.
Wow. That's impressive.
And we know the one that I don't for sure.
Yeah, I think I know the other one that you don't. Although it might be.
Let's.
Oh, I know one that you don't.
Yeah, of course.
But do we have all 10 together?
Do we have
No.
all?
No, we have 9 of the 10 together.
Yeah, because you don't have that leader book, which
Yeah.
I refuse to be a part of. It
So,
is not his first appearance. I don't know why they keep pushing it, but I think that's just, like I said, I've said it before in the past, like it's not Key Collector pushing it, it's based on sales data, which
sure.
means that the nudniks don't know what they're doing and they're buying the wrong book.
Well, and it's also like I like the idea that this has now become your Ghost Rider 1. You now have
It is
2
now my Ghost
proverbial
Rider 1.
Ghost Rider 1s. So
It doesn't matter though, because when I click on the right one, the one that is the first appearance of the leader, it's still more valuable. So I don't know, I don't get it, but okay.
So, I mean, we got Secret Wars 8, right?
Yeah, I mean, other than so this is just everybody speculating though on what is Secret Wars, the movie.
I think there's some of that, right? But I think that this cover too has entered into like this
Icon.
cover has entered into icon status, right? Like
Yeah.
it's got so many people get this book signed, especially triple signed because of how awesome the black Sharpie pops against the red background, right?
Which,
So-
if anything, it tells you that it's bulletproof. It
Yeah,
doesn't
no,
matter. It doesn't
I
matter if it has any.
100% agree.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's the it doesn't matter that it's not first. It almost doesn't matter that it's not the first appearance of the symbiote suit. It's the fact that it's the origin of the symbiote suit almost outpaces anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just.
I mean, just the fact alone that the two first black suit books, the the Spectacular and the Amazing,
ASM 252, right?
are both not on this list, and they haven't been on this list. So it's not driven by black suit news. It's just driven by the fact that, like you said, is an iconic cover.
Sure, yeah.
Because not only that, there's probably got a touch of Secret Wars stuff in it, but I still feel like it's going to be more Esad Ribic Secret Wars than this one.
Yeah. Well, right, because you have to imagine that Miles will work his way in, and how are you going to work Miles in with this storyline? It's not. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Now they can retrofit kind of anything they want to, or kind of make these mashups of storylines and stuff like that. And they've done perfectly fine with that sometimes, and sometimes not so well. I just think it's really interesting. I think it's really interesting, this book in the newsstand, because it's 84. So this book is obviously widely produced, right? But the newsstand is such a premium on this freaking book.
Because people don't know.
I just think
people don't know that this is right around the convergence. So there's almost like a 50. It's not 50-50, but it's like 60-40, isn't it?
Well, it would be significantly higher. So the basically the equilibrium point is like 86. So this is 84. This predates that by 2 years. So
that's what I mean. Isn't it like 60-40, or is it more 70-30?
Oh, it's probably like 60-40. Yeah, you mean newsstand to
direct.
But the question is, like, is it for this particular book because it was such, because it was like the big event book, and it was Marvel's first big event book. So was there more directs, for this particular book? I don't know. But
I don't know. I don't know. Is there a Jewelers for this?
I'm looking at the variants right now. There is a error where double cover printing error.
There has been a couple of double covers on this.
I love, so the Key Collector says double cover printing error identifiable by checking to see if there are 2 covers. I mean, like, is that second bullet point really necessary?
Great. That is great.
Like, what are you going to be surprised? Oh, dear me! There's 2 covers on this thing. Then there's there's a $1 Canadian price variant.
Okay, so that might be worth because when it comes to a book like this, you want to get the rarest versions of it.
Sure.
So yeah, Canadian
Absolutely.
Price variant would be a nice one to get.
And then the newsstand. So mine is the newsstand. Yours is a newsstand too, right?
Yeah, I think I have a newsstand and a direct. The
So
Canadian Price variant would be $1, right?
correct. Yep.
They don't have it here.
Interesting. Interesting thing. So
And
I
we
mean,
we both own this book.
we both own this book, right? And we
Nice.
both own the next book.
We both own this next book.
So I mean, no surprise at all. That,
Yeah,
and
none.
I think we talked about this like just a couple weeks ago. It's like, if you don't feel bad if you bought New Mutants '98 because it's like this book's just going to keep coming back around. Like you're not. This thing's practically evergreen in a modern book, right? In my opinion,
The
Even-
the
even with
peaks- the
Huh?
peaks and valleys of this book though are pretty extreme.
no, they are pretty extreme. Yeah,
But if you can buy in the valleys, this book is definitely still worth owning in high grade. So that's where I'm going to say this book must be a 9.8
yep,
because the difference between 9.6 isn't like you have to buy high grade. It's a modern book. People would demand the highest grades possible for modern. So if it's not a 9.8, it's not worth getting.
yeah. I mean, mine's 9
Yeah,
newsstand.
and I would definitely consider flipping it and getting a better one.
Yeah, I'm so disappointed in this 9 too. I think it's
Why
really
is it a 9? Does it have a ticks?
it's that no, it's there's no ticks on the book. It's that bindery.
Oh, the bindery tears, which
Tear
they're
at the
being
top.
very tough on now, where they haven't been in the past.
And then it's a like if we were talking sports cards, like it's not a bad wrap. It's just like
Yeah,
it's because it's even. The back cover's even, but there's this extra.
yeah, I see it. It's
wrap there.
folded like
Yeah.
this is like an eighth of an inch of a.
Yep. So that hurt this book. But yeah, I've actually considered it. I have thought to myself like, oh, well, this is probably about a $500 book in a newsstand
Yeah,
right
that's
now.
what I mean. If you can dump another 500 into it and get a 9.8 newsstand, well, not newsstand, 9.8
Yeah.
newsstands like 335 39 like about 4,000 now.
Yeah.
I have my buddies listed on my store for 5,000
Yeah.
because I told him, I said it's gonna reach 5,000. You just wait. I said if it doesn't sell now, I could just leave it in my store and just wait until the movie comes out, and people will go crazy for it, and it'll go for 5,000 in 2 years. I said just leave it up there. Somebody will pay 5,000 eventually. Why sell it for less?
Yeah, what does this say? Most significant newsstand sale this week happened in a 6.0 for 300. Just
I would buy that for 300. I would buy a 6.0.
kind of crazy. I mean, if a 6.0 is going for 300, maybe the 9.0 is at like 550 right now. Like, I mean, that's a significant number of grades in between those two.
I can tell you
So-
right now.
Anyway, you find this at the flea market, you pick this thing up, man.
I've never found a New Mutants 98 at a flea market. Sadly, have you?
Not yet. I mean, I found this just recently in the equivalent of a flea market,
True.
and then I was selling at the flea market, and somebody found one of these and I would have been the guy who bought it if I wasn't selling at the flea market, because I guarantee I would have found it hours before this dude found it.
9.0 newsstand 525.
Yeah, so there you go. So
But there's the jump. So 9.6 newsstand 700, 9.8 2600.
that's so crazy.
That's just
too.
yeah. That's what I mean though. That the demand is got to be for a 9.8 or nothing.
I bet you this stupid bindery tear is at least a 2 grade deduction on this
Probably.
book today.
And
So-
we saw that with Jimmy's She-Hulk. Like they're very tough on it now. They're not
Which
not
is
giving you a break.
crazy because I've seen Jimmy She-Hulk
It's
in a
beautiful.
9.8
It is.
on a 9.8 with the same exact
Yeah.
spine, and yet they give Jimmy an 8.0.
I know when I asked Erod, he said it's the boundary tears. They're getting hard on it, and they never have in the past. That's something like that book. They all have it. So it's
Yeah.
the same as like if there's a printing error and it's on like 70% of the books, then it's there.
Yeah,
Well,
that's the baseline.
it's the
Yeah,
baseline.
I was shocked
It's
when
the
Jimmy's got
paper.
his 8.0. It's right. It's the glossy stock of that cover. I mean, I look at mine; they look exactly the same
Yeah,
as his.
it's a tough beat.
I've seen his 9.8. I've seen 9.8s, and they look exactly the same.
It's a really tough beat. It's unfair because but we're talking about CGC here, and they undo their precedents all the time. Where
Right.
something was okay, now it's all of a sudden not okay. So now what? I historically can't trust the 9.8 She-Hulk because it has boundary tears, while Jimmy's was flawless except for boundary tears, and his is a 9.0. Was
Eight
it? His was
and
an
eight.
8. His was an 8, and it was
He lost
perfect.
what 9.8, 9.6, 9.4, 9.2, 9.0, 8.5, 8.0. He lost 6 grades.
He lost 6 grades on boundary tears, which is in all the books.
So it goes from what, like a $400 book to like a $60 book or
I
$50
mean,
book?
he's still making out on the what he paid for it and the grading fees. He's can double up or triple up, but yeah, you're right, exactly.
It's crazy.
It hurts. That's a
So
tough one,
so this
especially
next,
like a book like that.
yeah,
That one, it demands a 9.8. It's like what we said about New Mutants. It's a modern book. You have to have it in high grade, otherwise, what's the point?
right.
There's the Scott
Uh,
Lang, of course.
so speaking of finding at the flea market, uh, Chris got his at the flea market, right?
I think so.
Well, one of our Chris's got this on Whatnot, and one of our Chris's got this at the flea market.
I also
So
found one of mine at the flea market.
yeah, I mean, this book is just crazy, actually. Like, I mean, it's really odd because I mean, you'd imagine there was like some wild rumors about this book all of a sudden, which there
Well,
really isn't. I
so
mean,
Cassie Lang is in the movie.
right,
Darren Cross is again in the movie.
right.
So it's like a triple header here. I mean, it's not even Scott Lang's first appearance. It's not the
Well,
first appearance of Ant
it's not
Man.
even close to Scott Lang's first appearance,
No,
right?
no. So it's just Scott Lang's first appearance as Ant Man. This is like first in costume. Not really exciting for some people. It's like that Amazing Spider-Man 1. It's like the first appearance of what's her name, who becomes Silk, but it's not the first appearance of Silk. Nobody cares
Yeah.
about that book. It's like
Yes,
$3.
Cindy Moon.
Cindy Moon, thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like that. It's nobody cares about the pre-costumed regular person.
I've always thought this book just reminds me of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids so much. This
It
cover,
does.
like
I love this cover. I always like this book. This is one of
So,
the first appearances I went after.
but Chris's came back at 9.6, didn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, it's crazy. I
Yeah.
mean, just such a huge freaking jump. I mean, that's a huge jump.
Yeah.
200 plus dollars, up 41% from a book from this.
I can't imagine, and even I don't even know what a 4.0 of this book looks like. I mean, it's trampled to death, I guess.
Yeah,
It can't be good. Like the
yeah,
cover's falling off. Like this book I always see in at least mid grade or better. It's like those Nova books. I never seen a Nova book that's like trampled.
yeah. I mean, I don't know
But for
either. I
80,
mean,
I don't know. Did you buy one of these for $85 in a 4.0? I don't think I would.
no, no. I mean,
No,
I'm not particularly interested in this book in general,
you're
but I
not.
wouldn't. Huh?
You're not.
No. I mean, just I don't. I don't think this has like legs to become like some mega key in the future or anything like that. You know what I
Not a
mean?
mega key.
Yeah.
You want mega key, you're going after the Hank Pym.
Sure.
I mean,
Sure.
that's a mega key. This is like, those late 70s, early 80s, like first appearances, like, the first appearance of Deathlock, the first appearance of Dazzler, the first appearance, like,
Yeah.
these are all those like little mid-level characters that are just
Yeah, and
like,
I just don't. I mean, I don't think. I'm at this point in time. If I'm going to buy to collect like short term or buy to invest in long term, I'd rather put money in these that I would in something like that.
But
Not that
as we established for that one, that book has now become pretty bulletproof. Like, because
sure, yeah.
it has no
Absolutely.
significance. Like, it's not a first appearance, it's not a first cover, it's not a first anything. It's just an origin story. So
Yeah.
why it's so strong? It's got to be just because it's the classic cover, which
Yeah.
those are bulletproof. They're not going
Yeah.
anywhere. Unless somebody just all of a sudden and convince the world to say like, nah, not classic anymore, not happening. That's like saying, nah, Elvis is no good.
Yeah. I mean, that being said, I would not turn down a deal on the book, but I'm also not seeking it out,
Yeah.
by any stretch of the imagination.
Now here's the other one that we debated on was it last week or the week before? How there are so many better Man-Thing books to buy than this one.
Yeah, it is a great cover though.
But you
Super
got
cool
the
cover.
Savage Tales magazine. You got his first cover appearance. You have his second cover appearance. Like, none of this screams to me like I have to have this.
Yeah, no, I definitely, I'm with you on that. I'm with you in that. You know what's really interesting about this book? Like, if you look at the shoulder box or the corner box, right? Now, Bernie Wrightson obviously drew Swamp Thing, not Man Thing. But if you
Yeah.
look at the corner box, doesn't it almost look more like in the style of Bernie Wrightson up there than who did these? Frank Bruner, is that who?
Yeah,
did these?
Bruner.
Isn't it funny though? Like that kind of
It looks
that
kind
kind
of
of
like in this style. Like he was trying to be in the style of Wrightson. You
yeah,
definitely see with all the deep blacks, the shadow blacks that Wrightson
yeah,
likes to do.
yeah,
Where he doesn't do a lot of hash marks. He just makes it deep black, which I love
yeah,
that stuff.
yeah. So
Um,
I do think this is a great. I do think it's a really cool cover.
yeah, it's a great cover. It's a really nice homage to Wrightson. Um,
I am surprised though. Like, I mean, again, this book is from what year? This book is
74. This is
okay.
like
It's
funny how
20
some of
cents.
these books predate us. Like Hulk 181 is like a year before me. I think that's a 74 book too.
Yeah. So I
It's
mean,
like
this is.
Wolverine is older than me. That's crazy.
I guess it surprised me that we talk. Oh yeah, duh, it's right there. I guess the biggest thing that surprised me was that um, that's really funny. So you you're looking at the desktop version, right?
Yes.
On the mobile app, underneath Man Thing One, it just says the publisher, not the date.
Oh,
So
really?
on my mobile app, it says Marvel, not January 1974.
Gotcha.
Um,
Is
but it,
how does the window look for you? Like when you see the share screen, is it really tiny
you mean what I'm looking at
on my
on your
desktop
share
when I
screen?
share
No,
my?
it's super easy to read.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just obviously have the chat on too, and if I'm looking ahead, I'm using my app. I guess I was really surprised though. Now that I know it's 74, it's not quite as surprising, but that a 9.0 sold for $407, considering what we just talked about, like that there's no wild key significance. I mean, it's the first Man Thing solo title, but Man Thing has never been, you know, Ghost Rider or Daredevil or anything like that. And it's the second appearance of Howard the Duck, but again, we talked about the second appearance of Ghost Rider is worth Bupkis.
I have never. Have you ever read a Man Thing book? Does he talk or
haven't.
think?
I haven't read a Man Thing.
I don't know if he talks or not, or if he thinks. Like those guys that are just like a telepath, like or just
Sure.
like thinks it's just like his internal monologue. I don't know if he talks or not. It doesn't look like he'd be something that talks. I've never read a Man Thing book in my entire life. And
Yeah,
then
I don't
that would
know.
be the challenge with putting that character in a live action anything if he doesn't talk.
Yeah, yeah, a lot of deep thought.
A lot of deep thoughts.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I think Chris CGL found a beater copy of this, right? He got a beater copy of this for $10
There you go.
recently, you know.
There you go.
So, I mean, certainly a beater copy for $10 is freaking worth it. If a 7.5.
I
is
mean, you've
pretty
seen my
much-
collection. I have a lot of beater placeholders. I just bought. I have a Talia al Ghul that I probably couldn't even get $5 for. It is so thrashed.
but it exists.
But it exists in my collection. I have it.
I have my first appearance of Hobgoblin over there. It's a Griffin book now, and because
Nice.
it is thrashed, but I mean the splash page still looks rad. So this is the first book that Dolph does not have because he doesn't care.
About this Tales to Astonish?
Tales to Astonish
I don't have this
63.
book. GCT designer says you've got to read Plug Man Thing. Okay, so Man Thing written by Plug.
You guys, if Dolph sees Tales to Astonish 63 at the flea market, he's actually leaving it there.
I just know. Listen, yeah, I know. I just know 62 is the first appearance. I don't care.
He's leaving it there, folks. He refuses. This is where he's drawing the line. So I mean, this book. What is there to say that we haven't said already?
Yeah,
It looks
there's not
like
much to
it looks.
say.
It looks like the funny thing is, previous weeks we were talking about higher grades. So this is the classic trickle down. Now the three record breakers are 5, 4, 5, 4, 0. So mid grade books this week. So
But you know what?
yeah,
So here's the best part of Key Collector, right? This has been on the list for 3 weeks in a row.
sure, yeah,
Okay.
maybe even 4.
So the second it's not on the list, wait a month, then you buy it.
Well,
All these guys are buying it like crazy right now, and they're just FOMO the crap out of this. They're just driving the price. Once it's
well,
off the list, you know that there's no more interest or
the
less
other thing
interest.
that we always talk about is like the low, mid, and high Key Collector right now.
Yeah, I know.
Clearly, a mid, which is a 5, sold for $375, which is
Yeah,
$210 more
yeah.
than what the mid is showing is selling
And
for.
you're not getting a Tales to Astonish anything for $70.
No,
Never. I was looking for. What did I just buy? I bought 2 of these and they were $60 each. Captured at last. This was based on a Mr. Miracle.
okay,
So you know what this is? It's the first appearance of a guy who could be the next Red Hulk.
okay.
So in like retcon, they made this guy Red Hulk in a retcon, and that could work for them if they make. Well, I think if they're going to make Harrison Ford Thunderbolt Ross, he'll be Thunderbolt Ross Red Hulk, but they could retcon.
Jimmy says he's in Werewolf by Night, and I'm not sure who's he.
Who's he?
Who's he?
Oh no, we know Man Thing appeared in Werewolf by Night.
Oh,
but
right,
we don't
right,
know
right,
if he
yeah.
talks or not.
Right.
We
One
are
of the
aware.
That's one of the cooler millisecond flashes I've seen though. In a Werewolf by Night is getting 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know if you guys saw
Who
that.
saw it? I guess critics saw it already.
Yeah.
I
mean,
think it could be. I'm hoping it could be something like Cabin in the Woods, where you see all of these like Marvel monsters in like a you know what I mean? You ever see Cabin in the Woods?
No, I've never seen it.
So Cabin in the Woods. I don't want to spoil it for you. Well, you don't watch horror, right?
No.
Okay, so
And that movie's already like 10 years old and 40 years old, so I haven't watched
It's not a whole lot of spoiler, but Cabin in
I
the
haven't
Woods,
heard.
basically, they find like themselves in almost like a simulation of a cabin in the woods, and when they get past the simulation, they find themselves in like this place where they conduct these like monster experiments, and inside they have like 500 different like monsters that they can throw in their simulation. So it's like everything from every horror movie
Oh,
in like
interesting.
one place, and then at the end they all the cages open up and they just like destroy, like they wreck the company, like they murder everything. It's really cool. Cabin in the Woods is awesome. But
It's
anyway,
like
that would be cool if it was like that. If it
zoo
was
for
like,
monsters.
but if it was like all the monsters, like even if there was some of the quote unquote universal monsters like the Living Mummy and Tomb of Dracula, and that'd be cool. That'd be really cool. Anyway, all right.
So I don't know if I can count this next book as that I actually own 4 of the 10, because I do own this book. It's just it is thrashed,
Well, just because it doesn't have the tattoos,
It does not have the tattoos. That is true. Now,
you still
this
own
book
it.
is freaking bonkers. I mean, a
Well,
9.8.
they're specifically saying newsstand.
What's that?
See the screen? It says
Yeah.
specifically newsstand.
Yeah, well, I mean, this one's though like freaking 83. This matters even less. But I guess maybe this one on the newsstand was prone to having kids steal the tattoos out when they were at the newsstand.
Yeah.
You know, but holy crap, like a $4,500 book is pretty crazy.
That's crazy.
It is such an
that's crazy.
amazing cover though, and it's got that super classic Spider-Man villain reveal splash page at the end, you know.
But there's that too. Is this classic cover where
I
it becomes bulletproof?
Well, I think we're dealing with a couple things here, right? So we're dealing with the fact that it's this classic cover. We're also dealing with the fact that he's
Can't hear you. Can't hear you at all. I think classic cover, but it's got to be classic cover because you know what? It's not even Ned Leeds.
Well, yeah, but classic cover, right? And probably the biggest Spider-Man villain yet to appear in a live action.
Post Sinister Six, guys? Are you
What's
talking
that?
about comics or movies?
In movies, yeah.
Hobgoblin's not in the movies? What do you mean?
No. He's the one who has not.
Oh, the biggest one that has not. Right. Okay. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. I would say that's correct.
Here's my
show your lack of tattoos.
Dog bit that corner out and stuff, but you know, but you can't beat that. I mean, come on now.
This is perfect for your son to read.
You can't beat that, right?
I had a closet full of books just like that I read over and over again.
So bad. This one's a newsstand too.
And it's a newsstand.
So.
Yeah. Obviously this is for Pop Count. Pop Count, classic cover. Tattoos are hard to find.
Yeah. I mean, that is maybe one of the in a sea of what we've already discussed on this channel is brutal spine ticks. That 9.6 to 9.8 is a very, very detrimental spine tick.
Yeah.
That spine tick is like a used car from the mid 90s, you know, $2,900. Like that's a pricey spine tick.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of crazy. A direct edition 4.5 sold for $240 this week. Pretty freaking crazy. A 4.5.
That's like Michael Jordan's mansion having a roach problem.
Interesting.
All that beauty just to have that one defect. And it wrecks everything.
But it's a pretty big defect still, you know. That's what I mean.
It's just that one small thing could ruin what you think of a $50 million estate.
So
Jason, I know this was clearly the other book I don't have. I just
happen to have the exact grade of this book that sold this week.
Sell it. You should be selling this.
This book it's on eBay right now.
All right, good. It's on eBay right now, folks.
It is on eBay right now. The crazy thing about this book, so this grade, this week, sold for $2,291 on eBay. This book. The last sale, $1,616 in May. I have one of only two that are on eBay right now in this grade. The other one is a buy it now for $1,600
for an 8.0.
For an 8.0.
What do you have yours listed at?
$2,250 or best offer. So unless
having Preston clean that book, it is a beauty. I'm surprised it's an 8.0. I thought it could have maybe got a 9.2.
It's just what's shocking though is I thought to myself, okay, let me look at that. Let me look at this sale, right? And let me look and see if it appears to have been undergraded. And I looked at it. No,
it's got spine stuff. It's got a couple of spine ticks and that blue
there's
mark.
Like at least 5 or 6 visible spine ticks. It does have really sharp corners, but they have two pictures. One picture that's kind of like this, and one picture that's like that, without the bag on, so you can see it for sure.
And that blue mark too hurts it a little.
What's that?
That blue mark by Spock's face hurts it a little.
Oh, and mine for sure. Yeah. Now the one that sold for 2200 didn't have that. But
Yeah.
the interesting thing to me is like, okay, so the other book that's on there for 1600, right? Like I was saying earlier, if I were somebody who was buying just to buy, and I see this one sells for 2291, and that one's at 1600, why wouldn't I snatch that up?
And flip it.
And what's that to flip it, right?
Yeah, and sell
And
it for 2200.
and the interesting thing is that I don't know when it was posted, but the one that sold for 2291, it had like 31 bids. So it's an outlier that nobody wanted. It was an auction that got bid up. So did the $1,600 book go on after
Well,
the 22?
I'd like to see more than one sale at that price, if that's
Yeah,
the
no,
case,
that's what I
because
that's what I
then he
think.
could just be using shills
Yeah,
and
that's what I
creating
that's
his
what I
own
think.
false
So
economy.
yeah, that's what I think. So I mean,
It's possible.
as excited as I was to see it and list this book at that price, then when I saw another book in at the same grade for
Well, it's easy to find out. You want to find out?
what's that?
We can go to eBay right now.
So the other 16 the $1,600 one that's listed is a old, not an old label, but it's a label that's old enough that that doesn't have the page quality on the image or on the sticker.
Oh,
Yeah, I think if you put Star Trek One CGC, I bet you that'll do it because nobody's grading or Star Trek One Gold Key.
Yeah, but I just I didn't put it by sold. Took out the sold on me. Where is it?
Is that a Star Trek and Star Wars one?
Yeah, it's not even here. I'm already. It's in reverse order by sold.
Yeah, I
Is
mean, I
not
saw
on?
it.
What's
Saw
that?
it I saw it just yesterday. The one that sold. Uh, it was probably listed as Star Trek One CGC 8.0.
I mean, this kind of covers that, no?
Yeah, well, yeah. There's a Devil Dinosaur for sure.
Yeah. What the hell?
Scroll down a smidge on this page.
Pull down what?
Scroll down a smidge on this page.
It's in reverse. Oh, it was in reverse order. This is all Star Wars.
Yeah, lots of Heir to the Empires.
That's weird.
It is weird.
How about I just do Star Trek CGC? There you
There
go.
it is.
Alright. That's weird. He didn't even put. I did do one. Okay. Anyway, so let's just look at the bid history and see if they're actual people. Yeah. Well, I mean, this guy really wanted it, and there's no guys with really low feedback. So
Yeah, but that looks like it's the same person. Is that feedback 2920 on everybody, or it's a,
well,
that's the same?
he just kept saying increase bid. So
Yeah.
until he won it from this guy. So our RSS guy is the one who bid it, and he's got 460 positive
Yeah.
feedback. I can't see because of the us
What was the seller's rating?
feedback. I don't know. Let me look at this first. Back. So then you got this guy. I mean, this guy's legit. Whoever he is, I don't know if he's the friend of the other guy though. Either way, that looks legit. It's a guy with a really high feedback rating bidding on something.
Does the
owner
seller have
only
0?
has 9.
Huh.
Let's see his other items. He's got some nice stuff up there though.
Yowzers.
So either he's just joining the game, or well, it looks like his stuff is priced too high. Oh, there's that
And
awful red cover.
what is that? What is that Gwen Stacy? That is 6 Gs. The
Oh, up top,
top book.
it's 9.8.
Oh, it's a 9.8. That's pretty legit.
9.8 white. I don't know. Is that 6G? Yeah, I guess it could be, right?
It could be. I mean, that book's from 73 or something like that.
Is it? I thought it was older than that.
Well, what issue is it? It's
73.
121,
Really
right?
white.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's within 10 copies of the first Punisher, and so Punisher's
Yeah, right. So there you go. I mean, it looks, it's not. I would look at it weird if it got bid a bunch of times by guys with 0 ratings or very low feedback, like they're just made up. But
yeah. At this point, I might as well leave it on there. It's getting views. If somebody wanted to make me an offer, it doesn't cost me anything to leave it on there. So
no, that's my same feeling about the Deadpool book. It's a
yeah.
9.8 newsstand. It's super rare. I'm not gonna just get rid of it. A bunch of
Yeah.
guys have offered me $2,000 for it. I'm like, I'll just wait. You can hate me as much as you want. I'm just gonna wait.
I mean, it's just the same. It's the same funny stuff that always happens on eBay though. It's like I have Jimmy and I's Spawn books listed in lots, right? I have a 5 book lot, and they're in really nice shape. I have a 5 book lot for $25, and somebody today offered me $14.50. Like, why, when it's only $25, would I be willing to take like basically a 40% discount, and then to offer me um, to almost be a D and not offer me the next 50 cents to get to 15? There's just like there's almost something more offensive about the lack of that last
Yeah, I
50
get
cents
that. Sure, of
than
course.
anything else.
Yeah, of course.
So, but hey, I mean, we're tapped out. That's all my books from this.
You're
from the list
done,
this week.
and that's it for me. So I own the rest.
That's it, right?
The Wolverine,
Wolverine 1.
This got a lot of things going for it. First solo, Frank Miller, iconic cover.
Yeah, everything.
I mean, this
everything.
is bulletproof too. This is a really good book.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised this book's not higher than 9.6 at this point in time. I know it's
Rafaus
much.
got it. Finally appears. Got it.
Yeah, I know it's much higher in a 9.8.
Yeah. Yeah, most of them are. Most of these modern 80-ish books, like 80s, 90s books, have to be super high grade. But
Yeah, that is just a freaking. You're right though. It's got so much going for it.
the
It's
only
got
thing that hurts these books, especially in these 80s, is that the cover is bigger than the internal pages, and you always have that little like round over flap that just lowers the grade to them. That's just one thing that occurs over and over again in 80s books. The cover's bigger than the internal pages, so there's like some rollover at the end.
Yeah, you have to press out the corners too, and hopefully they're not.
Well,
Hopefully
so
they're not micro creases.
you can press them out, but then it
Rafaus
goes
has 8 of 10 this week too. So,
nice.
Rafaus, which two don't you have?
Well, Rafaus doesn't have Star Trek. Nobody has Star Trek. You're the only
I do.
one.
Am I nobody?
You're the only one I know. No way Rafaus has the Star Trek. And I don't know what else. I have to look at
I mean, we'd have to wild guess. I'm gonna go. He doesn't have Star Trek, and he doesn't have Tomb 1.
Tomb 1.
Those are my two guesses. Either that, or he doesn't have fake first appearance of Leader and Star Trek.
I think. Oh, did we establish that he didn't have that another time? Might
I
have.
don't know.
No, but it's such a weird book. Nobody has it. All right, go to Tomb of Dracula. Anyway.
Oh, what? He does have Star Trek 1. He doesn't have Hulk 1E1 or Tail 63. He does have Star Trek.
Oh, okay.
Now there's two people have Star Trek 1.
I guess. I guess, if you're really into Star Trek, that would be the one to get. And it wasn't expensive for a really long time. It's just really starting to see its strides. Tomb of Dracula, yeah, there's a lot of, they're saying that they want to get the dude from Homelander to play Dracula. That'd be cool.
I did not know you had this book, to be perfectly honest.
Yes.
This book's got a bunch going for it too.
Did you
First Dracula. Neil Adams classic cover, 70s horror. Like, I mean, it's got so much going for it, you know?
Yeah. I didn't know. I haven't really been watching Comic Tom as much lately. That guy's like a cartoon character to me now. But he had a Tomb of Dracula 9/8 white pages that he just traded for a Journey into Mystery 83.
Really?
A 3.0.
Wow, that's
About
crazy.
the same. They're about 14K each. About the same.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I'd make that trade.
Traded for a Journey.
Yeah.
I mean, Thor's Thor.
Thor is Thor, yeah.
Thor's,
Like I think
Thor's Thor.
I think
Dracula,
that's great.
I think there'll be a bit of peaks and valleys to the interest in Tomb of Dracula. I think it's a great trade. I think what happened is,
I mean, is it a bad A cover? And is it
yeah,
difficult
from
to
what
any book in a 99.8? Yeah, it is.
his
from
last
this time period.
videos showed that the 83 skewed lower than the Tomb.
Mhm.
I think that's just because of like what's hot now. The
Yeah,
Thor movie's not out anymore. Like,
I mean, if you ask
I mean,
me, what do you believe in
13
long
for a
term?
3.0 Journey doesn't seem like a bad buy too.
No.
I just want a Hulk, man.
Yeah, that's
But I could leave with it. I could leave with a Journey and something.
this book is really
Thanks for fast.
do you like
Dude,
is
I
it,
hate Nate so much. That
is it,
dude
is
is
it
a
that he likes
clown.
the aggro in your
It's not
in your,
even
in your
aggro.
Nate
It's
reviews?
just a joke at this point. I mean, I
You
don't
should bust one
know.
open tonight.
Either Nate has like nude pictures of Comic Tom's mom or something, but give me a break, man. I don't know why Nate is even like. It used to be, you get an exclusive, you get like a couple of dollar books or maybe like 2 exclusives and a couple of dollar books. Now it is literally 50% garbage that Nate has drawn, whether it's a card, a poster, 2 comics, all drawn by Nate, and it's all garbage. It is garbage.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want it. I didn't pay for this, but the exclusives are nice. So I'm like, I'm in, but I hate the rest. Like, it's
Yeah.
just, I literally have a stack of crap by Nate over there.
Crap by Nate.
That pile right there is all crap made by Nate that I'm gonna throw on eBay for like a penny, and you can have it. $10 shipping, it's a penny.
This is a.
It might be a little aggro at this point. Now I got the kid in too, like me and the kid just like laugh at it.
I don't know. I kind of like your get off my lawn approach.
Look at this. She's got 4 fingers, and she doesn't have a right hand.
You should number the fingers with Sharpie on it.
Oh my God.
Hey, do you have any boxes to open?
I have 3. I have 3 Comic Tom mail calls down
We
here.
We should do an unboxing for Ralph's when we're done this.
Yeah, right.
This top
I gotta
10.
mentally prepare for that.
This is another laughable low though. If you can find a low of this for $65, like come on, man.
You can what?
You can find a book in that's
no way.
complete for
Yeah, you're not finding
$65.
No.
Yeah, I mean just again laughable.
Oh, thanks, Richard. Yeah, he sent me the Edge of Spider-Verse stuff. I'm well entrenched in Edge of the Spider-Verse. I got to show you something, because now I entered all the stuff that I got in from Midtown. You want to laugh?
How many Gwen Stacy's do you have?
I have I have 1 first print.
Uh-huh.
I have 1 4th print, and I have a 5th print.
See, I want a first print of that so bad. But
So I went a little nuts with this new Edge of Spider-Verse run. I have 44 Edge of the Spider-Verses. I went a little crazy.
that is a little crazy.
There's a lot
even
of...
even at $4, what are they, $4? Or are they $5 cover brace?
Oh yeah, I was buying them all at cover. I never paid more than cover.
Yeah,
except for one of the variants, I might have paid $6.99 from Midtown.
So you're about, that's still not crazy. I mean, you're like $225 in these
Yeah,
books.
but there's a major first appearance in every single one. So
So even if each first appearance only became a $12 book, you've tripled your money.
there you
So
go. That's what I'm kind of banking on. Like even if
yeah,
one becomes a $15 book, I have 10 of them.
yeah.
And it's
I don't
only
know.
it's only a
I don't know.
5 book run. So I told Rick to get me a bunch for the A and the B cover for number 5, and then I'm done.
I don't know what the significance of this next book is. The last book on the list this
No
week.
idea.
Zero significance.
No idea. Only we're a 180 podcast or whatever we are.
I mean, I really like Jeff Golden Age Guru. So he's having a great week.
He's having a great week.
Jeff got what did he do, like 30 of these or something crazy of that they came back.
How many 9/8s did he get?
Oh, I don't know that he had any 9/8s. I think he had a lot of 9+s though.
Oh, he didn't have any 9/8s?
I don't
I didn't
think
watch the
so.
whole video. I was like, how many of these do I got to watch?
I don't think so. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Rivals. 1,500 for a .5.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
That is crazy. Mine's a 3.0, and I paid 1,500 for it.
Now, if it's a .5 and it's missing a page that doesn't affect story and it looks gorgeous, okay, whatever, and but it still gets a blue label because it's .5. But if it's a .5 from complete but condition makes it a .5, I don't want that for $1,500. I mean, what of it could you possibly even see at that point in time? There would be so many issues like bleached
Yeah.
color, just you know
Yeah.
these would in the 70s you wouldn't really be getting Marvel chipping, so just tears left and right,
Yeah.
creases all over.
But this is what I was saying. For a 5.0, maybe 5, you can get a 5.0 for 5.
maybe, yeah.
No, that would be a decent investment. It would be a smart investment if I was hopeless and I really wanted to spend some money. I don't know. I guess I could. I don't know. Like I said before, like a Journey 83 doesn't sound so bad. I
Yeah.
know I got my heart set on a Hulk, but then, you know,
But
I
Journey
want
83
a mega key for sure.
Journey 83 is a mega key, bro.
It's
I
a
mean,
mega key.
that's like one of the tent poles, right? Like
Yeah,
if
it's
you
a
have
mega key.
first Spidey, first Thor, I mean, that's
Like that
that's up there.
that what is it, 39 Iron Man? I don't know
Yeah.
about that one though. Was that
Hey,
Tales to Astonish?
Did you see the Rise Comics video this week where of the
Oh
the,
yeah,
the
yeah,
thing
they
he's
were
helping a broker?
beautiful.
Crazy. When,
I didn't
when
like.
the-
I commented though. His title was a little deceiving. He said a $1 million comic. I said, well, there's a big difference between comic and comics.
Right. It's like that. It's like the guy that we talked about last week, right? That Bob's friend, $100,000 to $600,000 in comics. No,
Yeah, exactly.
no, it's
son.
not.
No, son. Only if they're all 9/8s.
Right. And I would never feel great about something I wasn't confident about when there's a $500,000 swing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So
This would not make our Junkyard Breaks top 10 list. Once
For
they
what?
announced the Hugh Jackman stuff, now it's already into FOMO land, and it's,
oh yeah, absolutely not.
and now it's on this list. Even it's not
Yeah,
not on our
absolutely
list.
I mean, you know what else is not making it? The Star Trek one's not making it anymore.
No, it's not.
So yeah,
9.6 for $29,000. That's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of damn money.
I'm surprised though. That's only up. It's only up 7%. So I mean, and this book had been in a pretty big lull. So
If I recall, weren't the 9.8s in the $70,000 range?
I don't know. You'd have to check GPA. I don't think it got that high.
No.
To be perfectly honest, I don't. But I could be wrong. But
I'm kind of I don't know.
Because I've actually seen this book a number of times in the limited
Oh,
time
we're
I've been
way
doing.
off. 9.8, 125,000.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow is right. Holy cow.
Okay, so that's a much more offensive spine tick than what I was saying before.
Oh, can you
That's
imagine?
that's
That's a
a 90
$100,000 loss
that's a
for a spine
that's a
tick.
$95,000 spine tick.
You're like,
Yeah.
I'm cracking that shit and resubmitting. But now they're
I'm-
tougher. Now they're tougher. I think, I don't think you get a 9.8 back ever.
What? Oh, right. You mean that you would
Just
ever
like
get a
keep
98
like the old school is to just if it's that nice and you think it's potentially still there, just to keep cracking it, resubmitting it, and you'll eventually get your 9.8. Even if you do it 10 times for 100K, it's worth it.
Yeah.
So like even if you were to say, I'm gonna. They call you back and say, "Hey, listen, you got a 9.8 US X dollars more." You'd be like, "Yeah, okay, no problem." Like because
Right.
you have to at that level you have to do the percentage of fair market value on top
Right.
of the cost.
I mean, that's like that starts to get into that Price is Right territory, right? Where how like the story about the Price is Right, like almost nobody ever took the prizes with them because like they'd be on vacation and
Yeah.
they'd have to pay like California tax.
Yeah,
And it's like
exactly.
I can't take that washer and dryer.
Yeah,
set
what do you
back.
get? You get the price, the cash value.
No, I don't think you get anything. I think it's a take it or leave it scenario.
Really?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's a take it or leave it scenario.
Oh
And
wow.
and so like
Wait,
like
you win a washing machine? You got to take it home with you?
yeah, that's what I think is the case. I heard one, and this is probably easily debunked, but I heard once that like some insane percentage of the Price is Right prizes are never claimed because you either have to pay the sales tax or you have to
I get
pay
the sales tax. I always knew that. Like if you win a car, you have to pay the tax.
But yeah, like so you have to pay the tax and you have to take the thing with you. And like so many of those people are just on vacation. That
See, I thought
do
you
that
could
show.
take a much lower cash value and they keep the stuff.
I don't know. We'll see if the chat knows anything about Prices Right.
I don't know. I don't know.
Anybody, Big Bob Barker,
Yeah, I
aficionados,
guess so.
and,
All right,
and
so-
or
Rafaust is saying he is also enjoying CLZ. So I had actually talked to customer support about your problem, and they actually told me that they quadrupled their server power. It was basically everybody decided to update at the same time. So once they quadrupled their server power, everything went better. I had
that
to.
sounds like something that like a tech person says to a non-tech person. Oh, don't worry, we're gonna quadruple our server power.
Well, it does make
Like,
sense though, because they. So imagine everybody's collection.
No. I get what it actually.
Not only
means,
do
but
you you added a
just
field,
seems like-
but you have to populate that field all at
It
the
just
same
seems
time.
like something that an IT guy says to like try and get people off their back.
It does,
Oh no,
it does.
No, we're gonna quadruple our server power.
Yeah.
Don't you worry.
Yeah, I got you. But I love it. I really do love it. I have a lot more to add though. I don't even know if I'm going to add my flea market boxes. I got 10 boxes in the garage.
Yeah, but-
I don't know if I add those. I really want to
Why-
put like a Craigslist
would-
ad and have somebody come get them.
Why would you? What I would like to do is, if you had new bags and boards, I'd rebag and board all that stuff for you, and then I'd alphabetize it, just so I feel better about the boxes.
Good luck with that, man. let me just tell you this: it does not pay. That job does not pay.
I alphabetized my $1, $2, and $3 books, and I sold so many of them at the little con they did. The guys are like, "This is awesome. I love dollar books, and I love that they're alphabetized." And I was like, "Yeah, well, if I had 10 times,"
And then they look at my stuff. They're like, "What is this shit?"
if I had 10 times as many books, I don't know if I would.
Yeah.
If I would alphabetize.
I get that. Hey, do you have X-Men? And I go, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, pretty quickly I can say like, no, I don't have any, Johnny the homicidal maniac. There's stuff like
Right.
that you don't have.
But that's
like-
the point of giving them shade, so they can go through the books. and for a long period of time.
Are you talking about throwing shade, or are you talking about a canopy
No,
in which there is
I make
shade
it as
underneath?
comfortable as possible in the bright sun to look through
Come,
my books.
come into my cabana.
Exactly. Almost like grapes. Do you want grapes?
Come into my oasis.
Yep.
Um, so Jimmy, yeah, Jimmy, we're going together.
Yeah, sounds good.
So I
That's
think
cool.
you sound like you've caught your third win. So I think we should do at least one Comic Tom unboxing. I mean,
No.
you don't even know what you're
I
getting
do them with
anymore.
Nick though. That's part of the
You,
fun. I can't do
you
them
don't
here.
even know what you're getting anymore.
I don't.
That
I
is,
don't. I know one of these. I don't. Let's see. I got this one. Do I have another one? Yeah, I do have three. I don't even know
So-
what order they are. I have three. I
Well,
haven't opened yet.
I
I am
haven't-
so backed up, dude. You have no. This whole floor
haven't-
is filled with Top Series 2 and footballs. What do I got? Football Select, and I have so much stuff to open. And I have like 60 videos that haven't even edited yet. I'm so behind. And he's listening too. I blame you, Richard.
what was I gonna say? I don't remember what I was gonna say. Oh, yeah, I haven't gotten them in like 8 months at this point in time. Did you cancel your subscription? I sent you.
No,
I sent you the
this
thing.
is my inner turmoil. Is like I love the variants. I don't
Oh,
know
yeah.
if they have a whole lot of value, but I do love the variants. I especially like the Grissetti, the Raf Grissetti. The Raf Grissetti variants are like my favorite.
Yeah, I think the last one I got, and I was going to cancel my subscription a month earlier, but the Grissetti Surfer and Galactus cover was so cool.
Yeah,
that
that one was so good. I love the Something's Killing the Children one too. It was like whoa,
Yeah.
like I loved that one.
Yeah, I actually got the Grissetti one. I got the Virgin, which is even cooler because
Oh, yeah, that's good.
That cover is so
Wasn't there
rad.
did he do an Aliens one too?
Maybe he did. Yeah.
Or
This
is that
really,
a
really
because
cool.
I know that who's that other artist that he likes using that I really like too?
Johnny Desjardins.
Desjardins, yeah.
Yeah.
I do like.
Yeah, I
those.
think the exclusives are really awesome as well. I
Yeah.
they'll, I mean, I think, like I said when I first started, and I definitely enjoy Comic Tom's content. When I was first getting back in the hobby, I loved watching the videos. I still watch the top 10 if I have time.
I do. Just now that I watch him, and he's just like into that stupid sound machine, and he's just like I said, he's like a caricature. He's like a game show host. I'm starting to find him a little grating. I like everybody else. I like Golden Age. I like Mill Geek. I even like Fireside Ryan. Like I like everybody else but Tom. I cannot.
I think it's Fire Guy Ryan.
Whatever.
But I like Fireside Ryan.
I like.
A lot, as though it's a fireside chat.
Yeah, I just not a fan of Comic Tom anymore. I just think he's obnoxious.
Do you think?
How many times is he gonna hit that stupid explosion button on his stupid soundboard? It's like
Is it that? Is it the WKRP in Cincinnati kind of sound effects, or is it more like the relationship to the Whatnot folks that?
no, that doesn't bother me.
Okay.
I honestly, a lot of people are annoyed by it. Listen, if we have earned our right to get some things because we work hard at it. He's worked really hard to build an audience. So if that comes with some perks, good for him. He worked hard for it and earned it.
Oh no, I don't mean that. I mean like because some of the friends that he has were.
But that's all that. But all the
big
same
part
thing.
of the buying of all the copies and that crap.
Let me tell you something. They spent a lot of money on probably the ugliest comic I've ever seen. To make a couple bucks, I don't care. Go for it. Whatever. You just bought a turd.
Yeah.
Sell your turd. Go for it.
You sell your turd.
Go ahead and sell your turd. But I know a bunch of them are already bought this foil 8 Billion Genies. But everybody had the same chance because you could have gone on his website and bought them and then just picked them up. I'm just not going to stand in line with those people.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, I saw looked like he had a couple cool exclusives that were going to be at NYC this year.
I
Like I said,
saw I saw a
I
list before. It was, maybe I should bring it up in my history. It was 15 things, 15 exclusives from history. 15 exclusives from Comic-Con. Let's see if I can find it first. Yeah, 15 of the hottest near here. I'll bring it up and we'll talk about it. Oops. Put it there, and then I have to share.
I'm gonna get it.
I gotta figure out it. What's that?
I'm gonna get a drink real quick.
Yeah, man. Alright, you don't need to see our faces. Yeah, I don't know what this first one is. Stop Bad Idea protest placards. 15 examples of prominent collectible swag I stumbled across. If you want to send your own exclusive, blah, blah, blah.
This is one of the hot items to grab.
Yeah, 15 of the hottest exclusives, Comic-Con exclusives. You start reading this one, I'm going to take a pee break.
Okay. Stop Bad Idea protest placards. I would not ever really consider this to be a hot item to grab. I don't understand the. I just don't understand. So Stop Bad Idea will be exhibiting at booth 3419 and will have 200 picket signs available for those who are committed to protest against them. And protesters who comply will get 2 free totally exclusive comic books. Not just covers, comic books. In the past, these kind of comics have had the habit of selling on eBay for $200 to $300 a pop. You will have to roam the New York City Comic-Con convention floor with your picket sign for 1 hour, making sure to take a selfie while picketing and tag the @BadIdeaHello on Twitter or Instagram. Return to booth 3419 to pick up the Escape from Wyoming prequel comic. If you have backed the Stop Bad Idea Kickstarter fund, even for just $1, you can claim a copy of the Orc Island prequel comic. Only 200 picket signs, only 200 copies of each comic. Comic book collectors and speculators, forget your acetate. The protester signs are the ones you run for. And if you can keep the sign, I bet you can flip it on eBay as well. I mean, I'm just done with the stupid Bad Idea. Like, are the comics good?
So I'm going to give you a little bit of background on Comic-Con and Comic-Con economy. A few years ago now, I had gotten VIP passes for the first time. Like, me and my friend Eric, we wanted to do VIP. VIP was $400 a ticket, I think, but it came with a swag bag that made me over $700. So it paid for my ticket, and it paid, I got $300 extra. So the swag is can net you a lot of money. So I can totally see if there's only 200 of these and some idiot wants to pay $300 for it, let him. I mean, this is like, I'll use another example. Like when I went to...
I don't know. I don't feel good about that stuff, though. It just makes me sad.
But that's part of it, though. Like, if I can just go to somebody's table and pick something off the table and then sell it on eBay for $100, why not? Because it's financing my trip.
I know. I get the business side of that and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean,
it just makes me sad that somebody would have that kind of, again, FOMO for something like this. You know what I mean?
You're sad for the buyer on eBay?
I'm sad for the buyer on eBay. Yeah, okay. I would almost feel bad because I know I'd be taking advantage. I I feel bad if I sell a hot book that I think will probably not stay hot. Cause I kind of sell bad,
Why?
feel bad. I don't know. I just feel bad. Like I know that I'm educating myself. I understand the market and
You don't
stuff
think
like
they
that.
do? And you don't think that they're gonna flip it?
No, I mean not like when
No,
I'm
I mean
doing
it's
Falcon and Winter Soldier
possible
books.
they may sink with the ship,
Yeah,
but
well, when
they
I'm doing
also might
Falcon and
make
Winter Soldier
another.
book, it seemed so obvious what was going to happen to the books, and yet there it was week by week. Prices like this, like
I
it
used
just
to love going to Clive Barker's table because Clive Barker would sell exclusive comics with his signature and the artist's signature for $20, and every year I used to flip that one book for $100, no problem. I'd net $80 on that one pickup. I'd go to that table every time, buy one
you
or
know.
two Clive Barker books, and flip them.
Well, but there's something to me that thinks like that. At least you have these die-hard Clive Barker fans that really do feel like his signature is worth $100. Like an item like this, like a stupid stop bad
Okay, so
idea. It
this
gets
is
signed.
this is the one thing on here that you might feel icky about because yeah, it's a stupid placard. The rest of them are actual things.
No, and I don't have any problem with that because
I
like
get it.
I understand where that's coming from. But these stupid promotional stunts like this, like show me in the arc of human history when some garbage like this has actually retained value or meant anything beyond beyond a week or two or three. So this stuff
I
when
bet
people
if you look hard, you could. But it's got to have a lot of context, like
sure.
something stupid like this, like or a button or a magnet that there was very little of that only appeared in one place, and it's of an exciting theme. I bet there's more than you think, especially when it
Thank you.
comes to con merch. You're right. This one probably doesn't have any staying power because nobody really cares about Bad Idea, assigned by Bad Idea. Um, I don't even. It's like self-deprecating too. Like Bad Idea's putting this out.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. But
Yeah.
number two is 8 billion genies. But this one is very sought after. Charles Sewell's going to be at Artist Alley. He's going to bring some of these. People are going to be lined up for this book for miles. I don't know
Sure.
how many he's bringing, but
Look at
um,
that. A fancy foil cover signed copies are $55, unsigned are 50.
yeah, his they were available on his website. They're not anymore. Um,
So would there be even more of these or are they done?
no, I think whatever he had some that he sold through his site, and he's probably bringing a few boxes to the con, and people are going to line up for them, and he's either going to sign them or not. If I saw the line, well, first of all, I probably am not going to Artist Alley first, so my chances of getting this book are nil. I also, I don't know, I don't, I'm not feeling the FOMO for this book. I know it's been picked up already for a TV show. Um,
What
so
is the
8
Genie
billion
book?
genies book is about everybody in the world getting one wish.
Right. Right. There's
And
like essentially a genie for all 8 billion people
yeah,
that can grant one
everybody
wish.
in the world gets one wish. It's kind of crazy. I haven't read it yet. I have this one. I think they're on 2 or 3. I have all of them. I'll probably wait for trade and keep my ones and twos like pretty tidy. So I'll just wait for the trade. But yeah, that's it in a nutshell. 8 billion people. The whole world gets one wish. So you can imagine like some guy who hates cats. He's like, I wish all the cats are dead, and some other person wishes like, well, wish I had 30 cats. Like, how does that work?
Yeah.
I guess we have
I
to read
guess
the book.
yeah, the interesting thing about that is that I'd imagine like it's depending on who wishes first, right? Like
Maybe there's a pecking order. Either
yeah,
way, I'm looking forward to reading it.
yeah.
So
Not a
anyway,
big
so
fan of not a big fan of that the lightweight text on the trade dress.
no,
It's annoying. No, not a big fan.
Yeah. All right. Well, number 3 is the scavenger hunt. I did the scavenger hunt last year with my son. It was kind of fun. We basically went. You like Sideshow had it where you like fill out a bunch of booth locations. They stamp it for you, and I got a cool Thanos pin, a really big Thanos pin. It was really cool. So these are cool. So I you know, if you have the time to do them, and maybe me and Nick will do it. They have a scavenger hunt for garbage pail kids. And it sounds like a trading card. So you know, you get a trading card, you send that off to CGC, you get a Gem Mint 10, you sell it for a ton of money.
Is that just like in your swag bag? Everybody gets a scavenger hunt?
No, there is no swag bag.
Okay.
You have to go to Midtown Comics booth and ask us for the free collectible trading card.
Oh, duh, it's right there. I'm not.
So I might do that.
That's cool.
That is cool.
I think it's cool that they did the like the New York theme to it as well.
Yeah. And then there's more of, what is that? Paper Girls. Oh, Blackwing pencil set. That's kind of cool. Blackwings are cool pencils.
That Spidey cover is rad.
That's a Hulk steel.
That's the Hulk annual.
Yep.
Come on,
and it's Kirkham. I'm surprised Chris doesn't want this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool one. All right, so 7 Years in Darkness Ashcan, Comic-Con exclusive. I never heard of CEX Publishing. Cool cover, though. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but there you go.
Is it scandalous because it's pronounced sex? Is that CEX?
Maybe. Kill Audio vinyl figure underwater patina edition. I don't know what Kill Audio is, but I'm probably guessing it might be. Is it Japanese?
Kill Audio comic from Clutter.
Hold My Breath. Or maybe it's a band. Don't know. So anyway, limited to 100 pieces. So yeah, everybody's gonna line up for this one.
Yeah.
The Comic-Con exclusive Let's Play t-shirt. Usually you have to pre-sign up for these. God, I feel like garbage. Yeah, usually you got to sign up for these first. I entered a queue about their to sign up for exclusives, and by the time I got into it, every single thing was sold out. So,
I mean, as a t-shirt maker, you know, it's got to be a cool t-shirt.
Yeah. Marvel's Jeff the Landshark. I love that Werewolf by Night.
Yeah, I was going to say that Werewolf by Night shirt is rad. I would cool not be surprised if Jimmy wants to get that one.
That is a cool shirt. Marvel's Jeff the Landshark. So, official Marvel store next to the booth.
You see that Carnage 6 Peach Momoka variant?
Yeah, I see it. I'm peached out, man.
Yeah, I see it.
I'm just peached out. I love her. She's great. I was just after scanning. It's like, oh my god, I went peach crazy. She's great though, and she's gonna be there this year, hopefully. Who knows what happens at the last minute?
Again, I'm just scanning quickly. I can't see what that Werewolf by Night.
Can I click on it?
Thing is.
That's awesome, man.
So, yeah, it's so cool.
That is a cool shirt. He's like surfing, or he's on top of a building. That's cool. If he were surfing, I'd be like Teen Wolf by Night. That's a t-shirt.
Styles by Night.
Yeah, Styles by Night. 25th anniversary of She. Anybody really caring about this though?
I can't imagine. Well, apparently it made the top 15 though.
I guess. Nightfall foil covers. Let's call them night foils. Okay. These are books.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
See, by comparison, I think that trade dress is rad.
Yeah. Sereno Ashcan. I don't know what this is. Vecchio. It's more CEX Publishing, or as
Yeah.
you like to call it, sex.
I'm just spitballing. I'm guessing that's the pronunciation.
Sicko.
I'm I'm just saying.
Yep. Comixology original creator cards. I don't know what this is. Are they just cards?
I don't know.
It does look like a
get,
set
I
of
get
cards.
really annoyed when somebody has to explain something like
There you
what
go.
it even is to me.
Comixology is now Amazon, right?
I've I probably
Are they all jock? I'd be into that if they were jock covers. No, they're not all jock.
no, they don't. None of them look like that.
No, none of them look like. This one looks like jock. And
Yeah, I was gonna say
that does,
this cover
yeah.
maybe. Oh, there it is, right on the bottom of the book.
Oh, here.
Scott Snyder and Jock.
Yeah. That's Jock's signature right there. I love his books, man. I love his covers. Bloodshot, not really into. John Carpenter's Tales for a Halloween Night, Volume 8. Covered by Cat Staggs. I don't know. I like John Carpenter. Whoa, John Carpenter's signing?
Covered by
many
Cat
of the
Stevens.
creators,
Come
yeah.
on.
Cat Stevens. Radiant Black 18 Infinite Edition. Okay.
Well, how will I know when it ends?
Yeah.
It never
22
does.
page splash. Limited to 250 copies. I haven't read this yet. I have almost the run. I haven't. Anybody in the comments? One comment. Physical cards to promote digital comics. It's kind of ironic. All right.
Word, Noodle.
That's it. So that's the
That's
swag.
Dolph's dying.
I'm dying. I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna wake up, take my kid to school, come home, shower, pack my backpack with all my stuff. I'll bring my. I have a card holder. I have a magazine-sized comic folio. I usually bring some pens just in case. My badge, my mask. And I think that's it. I don't know what else I'm going to bring. I think that's it. And then just some money.
Do you suggest that we bring a shoulder bag or something like that?
I always bring a backpack.
Okay.
Always. I have extra if you need one.
Yeah, I'll probably just bring one. Bring a shoulder bag or something with me.
I would bring a backpack that you can hold a lot of stuff to, because they don't let you bring in a water. I would definitely bring a bottle of water. Once you get in, I would buy a bottle of water or something, just because. There's a lot of places to get drinks. You can also bring in an empty bottle of water, and there's a lot of water fountains where you can fill it up too.
Okay.
I'll probably do that. I'll probably bring in my what are these called? Hydro flasks.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you can bring in an empty bottle?
I think. I don't see why not.
Yeah.
I mean, it's empty.
It is empty.
It's empty. It has no fluids. I'm just going to use a water fountain.
Bring an empty one that's graded by CGC, and then crack it open when you get in there.
Yeah. I'm excited for tomorrow. Just
Yeah, me too.
Comic-Con hasn't been the same for 3 years, so this is like the first
Listen,
one.
I'll expect at least, a phone call or some texts about, hey, I'm looking at these two books. What should I do? I got a frantic call from you last year about the AF-15.
I'll tell you, if it wasn't for my friend Ryan, I would not have owned this book. Ryan was next to me. He's like, dude, you have to. He was so excited for me getting this book that he definitely pushed me to get it. And on top of that, he piggybacked his Spider-Man 129 into the deal, so we both got a little off. So he's like, what if my boy buys that and I'll buy the the 129? He got us a few $100s off, which was nice. Any amount of hundreds is worth it.
Yeah.
So
All right,
Here's
well,
the
I'll
thing
see
too.
you.
Like if I just watch and watch and watch, I could just wait for Sunday and make somebody's con at the end. You
Yeah.
know? I'll have my friend Jeff with me on Sunday, so me and him might drop some money then instead of me. Because last year my game plan was scout early on Thursday, pick the book, give him a down payment, go with cash on Friday, buy the book, and that's that. Strike early. But I feel like being patient might be my go-to this year, and seeing like if that guy wants to bring his Hulk 1 home, he can, but I can give him some cash.
I can give us cash.
Yeah.
Well, hey, great work tonight in the chat, everybody. I mean, we had
Yeah, man. Thanks everybody
on.
for participating.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yep.
All right, everybody.
Yeah.
Dolphin, we'll see you in like I don't know, 30 hours or so.
Something like that. I'll give you the hot takes from Comic-Con tomorrow.
For sure. I'm looking forward to it.
But anyway, thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you again next week.
All right. Night, everybody.
Good night.